want to further reinforce this. I'm saying this again, but I will kind of elaborate a little in a different way, that not all deities are sweet. Like Lakshmi or Pushyan, who's the male deity of Ravati, the nakshatra of Ravati. If you don't know what Ravati is, it's one of the sweetest nakshatras. It's meaning generous prosperity, and that's the way Pushyan is. So not all deities are like that. Some of them are like Bhairav, who's the angry god who I'm extremely associated with, or like Lakshmi, Lakshmi's older sister. And in the grand scheme of things, at the end of the day, on that level, on that higher dimensional level, on the pantheon, in the pantheon of the gods, they're all equally respected. Lakshmi is respected just as well as Lakshmi. And in fact, if you want to go to Lakshmi, if you want to get Lakshmi's prosperity, you got to go to her older sister first, because she controls negativity. That means she can take away negativity. She controls it. It's hers to give and take. If you make amends with Lakshmi, she can take the negativity from your life, allowing Lakshmi to bring prosperity in your life. It's actually the initial step. If you want to go through prosperity, you got to go through the opposite of prosperity first. At least somebody does. Maybe an ancestor of yours did. Maybe the ancestor, maybe you're come from a long line of lineage of a wealthy generational family. Maybe your great-great-great-great-grandfather was basically a peasant, like a very poor person, but he built something. And he started acquiring generational wealth, and his son continued to acquire generational wealth all the way to you, and now you're from an old family from old money. But somebody down the line, your line, went to Lakshmi, whether they knew it or not, and relieved that. That Lakshmi took away her negativity from your life, from your family, from your ancestry, and from your kids. And that blessing was passed on. So whether you're sweet, whether you're not, is not that important. It's what's more important is equanimity. Because nobody wants to be wrathful without any control. And in fact, that was Rudra at one point, like we discussed. That was a very negative time for Rudra. He wasn't happy then. And Brahma, his creator, his father, sure wasn't happy with his actions, although Brahma could have come in and intervened and probably put an end to it. Brahma didn't do that. Instead, he coached Rudra to study Vishnu, study yoga, and he elevated himself into Shiva. And that's possible for you. That's possible for any single individual. And I mean, the symbolism repeats itself in the as evidenced by the entity of Hanuman. Hanuman is symbolized by having like a monkey. He's a monkey, like a monkey man, The idea there, whether he really is a monkey man or not, doesn't matter. He's extremely strong, extremely powerful. He's a devotee of Shiva. And he is one of Shiva's creations. But he was able to control his mind through the process of yoga, which Shiva taught him. And if the monkey-minded man was able to become the perfect devotee of Rama, then anybody can do it. That is the symbolism of Hanuman. If he was able to do it, anybody can do it. He was cursed with this wild and crazy mind. You maybe also have that curse of a wild and crazy mind, maybe not. But that's the point. If he can do it, you can do it. And to go back to Shiva, this is I think this is really important, because a lot of people, especially in the spiritual community, do not understand the significance and importance of destruction in the universe. Righteous destruction has a massive place, and including in national defense. When your military for your country is operating in an honorable and decent way, in the way they are meant to operate, that is a beautiful thing for your country. You are able to sit there in peaceful meditation and enjoy the fruits of your freedom, because there are men and women out there who are sacrificing, who are putting their life on the line to defend your right to be able to do that from enemies abroad and within. There are a lot of enemies within. There are a lot of enemies abroad. And these people, good men and women, are out there helping us to maintain our freedoms and our rights. So don't think that like they're stupid. They're not stupid. A lot of these people are beautiful people, very honorable people, disciplined people, probably more disciplined than you. You know, they know what they're doing. They know what they signed up for. They're not naive. They're not like out there just doing what they're told and don't have a functioning brain or free will like you or me. They do, and they choose, and they decide. That was their choice. That was their life purpose. That was their life path. And that's an awesome thing. I respect the shit out of these people. I almost want to do it myself. I thought about it long and hard when I joined the military, and you know, either way, if I would have done it, it probably would have been a great thing. But I didn't do it, and here I am. I would have come to this point either way, whether I went down the path of the military or went down the path of becoming a devotee of my guru, which I did. So either way, I was honoring and respecting freedom. I was honoring and respecting individual rights. And I think that if that is your path, you're that type of person, you have the strength, you have the will and the desire to stand up for your rights and protect it for yourself and for others, absolutely do it. There's nothing not spiritual about that. That's, in my opinion, an extremely spiritual thing. Self-sacrifice is one of the most honorable things you can do. But let's return to Shiva. Let's return to a time in which Shiva, and I wish I could remember the exact Vedas about the description of this time frame when it happened. But there was a time, quite a long period of time, where Shiva went into a deep samadhi meditation and just went inwards, deep. Completely forgot about the outside world, completely forgot about his duties. And you know what happened? When the god of destruction stopped destroying, evil ran rampant in the world. Law and order failed across the entire universe, and chaos ensued. And the gods prayed every single day that Shiva return to his duty, return to his post as the ultimate authority when it comes to destroying evil. Because with him out of the picture, there was no other entity that could keep these demons, these evil creatures at bay. And it was a horrible time. And it was a horrible time in the life of the universe. And the gods came up with all sorts of tricks to try to convince Shiva to, snap out of his meditation and come back to consciousness. And they couldn't do it. They tried to use the female beauty found in that of Prakrati before she becomes Shakti, before she became Shiva's wife. She was madly in love with Shiva. She wanted to become his wife, but he wasn't interested in her, and he wasn't even aware that she existed. So some of the gods saw this as an opportunity to use the beautiful Prakrati to snap Shiva out of his meditation, There was a Hindu deity, he's kind of the equivalent of Cupid, he shoots arrows, and the arrows cause that individual to fall in love with the person who they first see. So they put Prakrati in front of Shiva, Lord Shiva, while he was meditating. And this entity, who I can't remember his name, hid from a distance, shot his arrow into the heart of Shiva. And Shiva did awaken for a moment. He opened his eyes and he saw Prakrati, but he didn't see the mystical effect, didn't take effect. He saw immediately what had happened. He registered it. He recognized from a distance this Cupid god, and instead of doing what he was supposed to do by the charm of the spell, he used his third eye to burn the living shit out of the Cupid god, just blasted him away. And then he went back into his meditation. So this is the extent to how desperate the gods have become, because Shiva wasn't out there, keeping peace in the world through destruction. And the only way that, just to wrap the story up, the only way that Shiva finally came out of meditation was Prakrati had to become worthy of his love. And she had to put herself through an extraordinarily rigorous ritual training, which took many, many years of deprivation, starvation from food, from water, from all of the elemental pleasures, to finally perfect her mind so that she could, transcend into the goddess Shakti, just as Shiva had to transcend from Rudra to Shiva. Prakrati transcended from Prakrati to Shakti. It was in that moment, that sensation that caught Shiva's attention long enough and deeply enough to see, wow, something just happened. What is it? What happened? I gotta figure this out. And when he came back to consciousness and started focusing on material world, he said, wow, this person who is, I recognize her. She was sitting right in front of me, but this is a different person. This isn't Prakrati no more. This is Shakti. This is something I can do. This is something I can fall in love with. This is someone I can marry. And that brought him back into the material world. And it wasn't very long since then that Shiva and Shakti were able to restore peace to the universe. So I hope my point there is pretty clear, that conscious and discerned use of wrath is an extremely positive thing and absolutely necessary, vital to the healthy functioning of your life, of your country, and of this universe. Do not shy away from these things if they are what is authentically yours. If it was what makes you authentically you. Don't let anybody trash talk this. Don't let anybody underplay the value of security, law and order. It is crucial to the functioning of a healthy life and a healthy society. I am so tired of listening to these radical people trying to instill chaos, assuming that everything's just going to be okay by taking away, dismantling the mechanisms of law and order, security, and assuming it's going to be okay is so stupid, is so naive. We're not there. We're not there as a people. Maybe one day we will be, but sure as hell ain't now. Wake up, man. Give your head a shake. I mean, we've tried these things in the past. I don't think this has never been tried before. It's happening right now. And it's failing abysmally. It only takes a few months to figure out if this is going to work or not. And we've had those few months. We've tried it. It's failed. It's over. Give it up. Never going to happen.